For almost all of human history, the deadliest thing on Earth wasn't war or famine. It was a scratch. A cut, a cough, or childbirth could kill you, and no doctor could stop it. Then, in a single lifetime, that changed forever. Before the 20th century, infection was the #1 killer. Roughly 1 in 3 children died before the age of 5. Pneumonia, tuberculosis, and blood poisoning had no cure. Then in 1928, a Scottish scientist named Alexander Fleming came back from holiday to a messy London lab. On one forgotten dish, a blob of mold had killed the bacteria around it. That mold was penicillin, and Fleming had stumbled onto the first true antibiotic, but he couldn't make it in any useful amount, and for over a decade, the discovery sat almost forgotten. Then 2 Oxford scientists, Howard Florey and Ernst Chain, worked out how to purify and mass-produce it. As the Second World War raged, penicillin began saving soldiers who would once have died from infected wounds. In 1945, the 3 men shared the Nobel Prize. What followed was a golden age. A wave of antibiotics turned killers like pneumonia and tuberculosis into treatable conditions. For the first time, a routine infection no longer meant a coffin. At the same time, medicine learned to stop disease before it ever started: vaccination. In 1955, Jonas Salk's polio vaccine was declared safe, and a disease that paralyzed children was driven toward extinction. Then came the greatest victory of all. Smallpox had killed around 300 million people in the 20th century alone. A worldwide campaign hunted it down, case by case, and in 1980 it was declared eradicated, the only human disease ever wiped from the earth. Together, vaccines and antibiotics, alongside clean water, helped roughly double human life expectancy in a century. Vaccines alone have saved over 150 million lives in the last 50 years. 6 people every minute. But the war isn't over. Fleming himself warned that bacteria would learn to fight back, and they have. Drug-resistant superbugs now kill more than 1 million people a year. As old diseases like measles creep back, the miracle of the last century is something we have to keep choosing to protect. The deadliest enemy we ever faced was too small to see. We beat it, barely, and maybe only for a while.